it's a little dead meme. Fuck you, little bitch. You think you can fuck with me? What am I ring? Fuck you, little bitch. Hey, look, I hope it's bread. Fuck you, little bitch. You think you can fuck with me? What am I ring? Fuck you, little
Hey, everybody. It's us. It's the Snark Tank podcast. We're back. Everybody thought we died. We did not die. We had a fucking massive problem in that the moving company that I decided to wisely hire to facilitate my move back to New York was like, hey, we'll get you your stuff in 10 days. And then 10 days became 17. So,
Sick.
not ideal, but, we're back. Sweeney is in Joshua Tree right now for some reason. This is kind of shocking to me because Sweeney, never goes anywhere. So it's just a little bizarre that he's in Joshua Tree, but that's where he is. He'll be back next time. We'll figure it out. But in the meantime, I don't know, man. I feel like I've been a little bit detached from everything that's been going on just purely because you've been moving too.
Yeah, and my situation was a little bit weirder because I wanted to take my time moving, but just I talked about it on my channel briefly, but just somebody that I don't want to. Well, you know what? I don't think any of my family listens to this, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you're fine.
I don't think but I lived with some family members in LA, and my uncle, he's an interesting character. And I don't mind saying this. This motherfucker thought he fell in love, right? Somebody hit him up on Facebook and then was like, hey, by the way, I need you to do some shady shit for me. And then he got entangled up in some fucking unemployment scams and shit.
Oh my fucking God.
And then when he didn't want to follow through because I guess it got too overwhelming. I found out about this after the fact because he was doing all this behind everybody's back. And then he calls my brother and is like, oh, yeah, by the way, these people are threatening to kill everybody in the house. And then it was just like, oh, so I get a call. Actually, he knocks on my door at 6 a.m. I'm like, what the fuck do you want? At that early? I was furious. And then all of a sudden, my mom's on the phone. They're all talking about it. And for a second, I thought I was dreaming. I was like, what the this is so
sounds
stupid.
like a fucking dream. It sounds so absurd. I don't know if I could handle that. I feel like I would have to go back to sleep. Maybe die in my sleep. And if that's the way it goes, that's the way it goes. But
it was so inconvenient to the point where, okay, I didn't know how serious it was, but all I knew is there was a lot of money wrapped up into it. So I stayed at my friend's house for the remainder of time of all right, fuck it. I'm not living in that house anymore. I already wasn't a fan of living there anyway. And so this was the push to be I'm going to get out of here as soon as possible. And now I'm in Vegas. So,
hey.
Yeah. So
look at that.
It's all right over here.
Las Vegas, Nevada. That's pretty fucking... Dude, last time I was in Vegas, we were in Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
And I was drunk and my phone exploded in the Vegas
That's right.
And I had to... I don't know if I've actually... I feel like I've told the story on the podcast. I know I've told this story before because it's just funny. But I don't know if I've told it on the podcast before. But me and Jalen went to Vegas. I think in 2019? I think?
Yeah, it was 2019 before the world went to shit.
Yeah. When you could go to Vegas without, worrying about, your balls swelling up. But yeah, my fucking phone, I was drunk at 2:30 in the afternoon and my phone got really hot and just stopped working. And I had to stumble into a Verizon Wireless drunk as shit in the middle of the afternoon trying to talk to this person to get me into a fucking phone contract. That poor fucking guy. His name was Julio. I remember him. I feel so bad for him. He must have... Hopefully he doesn't... Hopefully he got a better job than that. But, because he shouldn't have to deal with that.
He's probably still there.
That's... Yeah, I mean... That's... I was hoping maybe to look at it with a little bit more optimism, but you're probably right. Fucking hell, man. I don't know. Just moving is so tedious and so draining. But we're back, and I feel pretty invigorated. I'm kind of excited to start working again because I just when you just can't work for weeks, it's I don't know. I find it super stressful. So I'm glad to just be back and like getting this channel back on schedule.
I feel you.
But
I feel you.
Yeah. Fucking what? Should we talk about this fucking Nicki Minaj thing? Because it's the one thing that I think we're both acutely aware of. Which is...
because we haven't been paying too much attention to anything, but this was unavoidable because it's so fucking absurd. It's so stupid. And look. So I'm sure everybody listening has had to have heard Nicki Minaj's story about not her cousin, but her cousin's friend. You know how that shit goes, right?
Yeah.
When it's not even, it's the friend of somebody. Cousin's friend fucking got the COVID vaccine, right? I don't know which one, didn't say. Mm-hmm. And then the dude's balls swelled up, and then he became infertile or impotent or whatever the fuck.
All right.
He basically, so his balls got fucking huge, and he's shooting blanks. And then his fucking fiance called off their wedding when they were weeks away from getting married. And everybody in unison, everyone's first thought was, well, that guy clearly fucked some hooker or something.
Yeah, no,
right?
It's so clearly like an STD, you know?
Yeah,
like it's
100%.
like beyond like, bro, like you're just lying. It reminds me of like that. It's like the virgin birth to me, where it's like, nah, this baby's just God's. I didn't fuck anyone, I swear. It's like, bro, come on, dude. You just clearly...
Yeah.
Why would you broadcast that story knowing how fucking insane it is? Like, surely you'd have multiple people being like, hey, my balls are also the size of cantaloupes because I got fucking Moderna'd in, June or whatever. But it's just this one person that just happens to have this thing, like, conveniently. Like, nah, come on, dude.
And I see this a lot too with these stupid extreme examples, and then people tie it to the vaccine or something. Like I even saw Eric Clapton, which I was really disappointed.
Oh yeah,
he had some stories, and a few other people like I would see, and then the people they pluck those anomalies, those extreme anomalies, and I'm like, what about the millions of people that are fine?
Yeah.
like why don't you use any of those anecdotes? What the fuck's wrong with you, bro?
Yeah. It's just we're in such a weird time because like I feel like not too long ago it was very like non-controversial to get a vaccine, you know what I mean? Like it was just like a very much like yeah. I'll get whatever. In order to put your kid in school, I think you have to like vaccinate the shit out of it, don't you? Like you have to like.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know anything.
You got to get like 2 or 3 or something.
Yeah, I don't know anything about.
I specifically remember. I remember as a kid, I did not know as a kid that it was specifically that if I didn't get them, I couldn't go to school. I just remember going to the doctor's office. I remember the lady doctor that actually shot me. I remember vividly because these shots fucking hurted when they injected the vaccine into you. Yeah. It felt like fire. So like me, I was never afraid of needles. Stuck me, whatever. But then when the shit went in, I was like, what the fuck? Like I remember vividly. And so I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. I grew up and I'm like, okay, I know what that shit's for. And pretty much everybody else has done that same thing. And I heard this. Dude, I heard somebody actually say this. There was a Facebook thread. A chick talking about blah, 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 vaccines and this and that. And then somebody replied with, wait, but they already have mandates to go to school. And she said, no, I only took immunization shots. Like she replied was as if they were a fucking difference. Yeah. Like if they were 2 different things. And I'm just like, oh, this is beyond. Like this is so much crazier than I actually thought.
Yeah, it really is just beyond, because I don't know, like I feel like I'm crazy because I feel like even right now what we're saying is going to be controversial to people, and it's just like I feel like we're not saying anything really, like it's
not.
Just I don't know, man. It's just very weird. It's so confusing though, because like there are people who like, look, if you don't want to get the vaccine, like whatever, like there's plenty of vaccine. Like my dad doesn't get the flu shot, like fucking whatever. Like,
well, there's certain vaccines that if you don't need them,
right?
Like I never get the flu shot either. I don't fucking need it.
Yeah.
This is different.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
And look, I can't say I can't look. I can't. I'm at the point. Even look. I have to give props to Biden. Something that like I was so like I'm like
really?
fuck this little piece of shit. But like, here's the thing. With so many people that would find it controversial, but he was like, dude, we tried to be patient. And I agree. They're not doing anything extreme like Australia, but it's like, hey, bro, you know, medical employees, government employees, you got to get fucking vaccinated. People, if you have over 100 employees in your business, you got to get it, or you got to have weekly testing. And if not that, you're going to get fined so much that you're going to be fucked. And it's just to the point where it's like, hey, guys, incentive works. And in this way, look, I just want to say this real quick.
Yeah.
There are a few people talked about people wearing seatbelts. In the fucking, when it's like, okay, you're going to have to start wearing seatbelts. So nobody's were wearing them when it became like a mandate, like a thing. You need to wear them.
Yeah.
Until they started getting tickets. When the incentive was like, I'm going to lose money, everyone complied. And then they're like, okay, now it's just a thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's the same fucking thing where it's like, people are going to be like, I'm not going to do this shit until it affects my pocketbook. And so I'm like,
yeah,
let's go. I just want, look, I don't care about the actual vaccine. I just want the world to be back to normal.
Yeah, same. Like, for real. Like,
that's
I just,
literally it.
Yeah. That's me too. I just don't want this to happen again anytime soon, at least. Or this thing to like fucking evolve or whatever. And look, I don't know, man. The thing that I think bothers me the most about it is it's one thing, and I understand, like, look, I feel like I understand where everybody comes from, because like the people who want everybody to get the vaccine because they know how viruses work, and they know that if a virus, you know, enters a non-immunized host, it can mutate and develop immunities to the vaccine that fucks everybody up. If you look at it from that understanding, then it shouldn't be surprising to you that people are frustrated that people aren't getting the vaccine, right?
Yeah.
I also understand, although don't agree with, the premise of like, why should I have to get a shot that I don't want to get shot? I get it, but just fucking, I don't know, to me it's just like, grow up. Like, I don't know. I can't do this thing anymore where I see people pretending like it's brave. You know? Like, I didn't get the vaccine. I'm a fucking freedom warrior. It's like, dude, I'm pretty sure 99.5% of my time spent on this earth has been spent not getting, you know, needles shoved in my arms. And like, you know, like, it's not impressive to not go get a vaccine. It's the easiest thing a person can do. All you have to do is continue doing nothing. It's not impressive. It's not cool. It's not like epic, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, and look, this is, and I can be honest, I'm not extremely mad at people in general, because let's be real, it's like nobody wants to say it, but it's like people on average are just not the brightest people. They look for answers from other people. Be it whatever it is. It could be spiritually, it can be through political means. There's always people telling them what to do. It's like, you take your cues from other people because you don't know. Yeah. It's like going back to Nicki Minaj. She said she needs to do more research. And so what she really means, because the research is all there. There's a year's worth of research available.
Yeah.
You go on the CDC's website. It's all there. It's all there. But what she means is she's looking for somebody to tell her exactly if it's safe, that someone that she trusts. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like one of those things where I'm just like, oh, okay. You know, and that's why she also hears somebody that now there's two things. She either really does trust her cousin that had a friend, or it's actually her cousin that said it's her friend, right? It's a cousin's friend. Yeah. Like that's always fake. That's never real. I never heard of a credible story where it's like it's somebody's friend. It's usually
it's never somebody's friend.
It's like it's the person that said it and they didn't want to act like it was them. Or, dude, you know,
I don't know, man. It's a fucking mess. The seatbelt arguments, or the seatbelt analogy is pretty good too, because I see a lot of people being like, you know, people are still dying even when they get the vaccine, and it's like people still die. Like if you careen off a mountain in a fucking Ford Focus and you're wearing your seatbelt, you're not you're not going to survive that probably. But most car accidents, if you have your seatbelt on, you will survive it. That's like the whole fucking point of the seatbelt. It doesn't protect you from death like forever. It just reduces the risk dramatically. And that's like the whole fucking point. Like
prevention.
Prevention.
And not absolution, which even fucking Joe Horse-Pace Rogan, like he fucking was like, this motherfucker. Okay, so to your point, where you were just saying that, like, I feel like we're not saying anything like unreasonable in 2010, even like 2016, 2015, 2017, 2012, any year prior to this year, everything right now that we are saying would be fucking common knowledge. It would not be it wouldn't even be remotely controversial at all. But for some reason now it is. And I'm sure we're going to get some comments being like, you're authoritarian. I'm just like, all right, sure. I can't. And look, if anybody actually had a good point, and I guarantee you, I have not seen one. I haven't. And this isn't me being like all high and mighty. It's just like a real point where it's like, oh, I see where you're coming from. Maybe I should change my line of thinking because that's not the right way to approach things, or that's not logical. And it's because the thing is, anything that is being said right now is just in the realm of logic and reason. And it's not like so far-fetched or so far out of the spectrum where it's like, what are you saying, buddy? It's just like, there's a fucking serious problem going on right now. We need to do specific things to take care of it. Like, look at. I just want to say this and we can fucking move on. Yeah. It's just the amount of people and the amount of looks. So for a little while when I was staying at my friend's apartment before I moved to Vegas, I was in a very rich white city. Very, I would say I was in the city of Brea. And they don't really give a fuck about masks over there. Like, not really. Mm-hmm. And so if you were masked up, you would get dirty looks. A lot of times you would get like because you could see like, oh, you're a sheep. You can see like the eyes that they would give you, like, you're a fucking whatever, this or that. And I'm like, oh, it's funny and stuff. And I overheard a conversation in that city when I was getting some Hawaiian barbecue, and it was a younger person saying like, it's funny that people say masks don't work. And he was just saying like, because it's kind of like the same thing as covering your mouth when you cough. Like all you're trying to do is just prevent it from spreading, but you're not going to stop anything. And I was just like, oh, that's funny. Like hearing this little fucking piece of shit kid that is like that is making so much sense. And then like seeing grown ass motherfuckers scoffing at me. And I'm like, I hate this world that we're living in right now. It's so annoying. Real. It doesn't seem real, bro. It really does feel it feels like a satire reality, like more so than I think it did in 2016 when we thought everything was hilarious and unbelievable. It's like way more now. Like it really is kind of crazy. But I keep go ahead. No, I don't know. Like it's just so. I was just gonna say, people keep saying like okay, for example, I put up a picture saying, should I dye my hair or should I bleach it again? And then I saw some comments of like people reminiscing like, oh man, those were the good old days. That was like 2016. Yeah. Like, man, they're like fucking, I was just like, yeah, you know what? Those were fucking good times actually. When you think about it, because compared to now, oh yeah. You're like, fuck man, that shit was fun as fuck. Everything was still wacky. It wasn't all like serious, And I'm like, yeah, dude. And maybe dyeing my hair is the way that'll fix everything. It'll have like a butterfly effect. It'll affect everybody. We all need to dye our hair again. Yeah, everybody. I need to have my blonde hair again when I first got to LA and it was all fucked up. But that's it. I love how she's got like Nikki's got. Did you see that protest of people who was like, "We stand with Nikki." No, that was a thing that happened for real. It's real. It's astounding because it's like, dude, like. I feel like a lot of people are like kind of addicted to mistrust. It's almost like, oh, I don't trust the government. I don't trust anybody. It's like, yeah, I mean, me neither, really. Like in the grand scheme of things, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's in. Like, my baby in like 20 years could have like 6 heads, and it's like, oh well,
But like for me it's just like, why do these people like distrust the government, but then like just trust Nicki Minaj? Like it's weird. It's like this. It's inconsistent. It's an inconsistent. What's the word? An inconsistent output of mistrust. Dude,
it's cognitive dissonance. You know why?
Yeah.
Because
that's the word I was looking for. Yeah.
It's not. And look at this thing. All those people don't actually distrust the government. They don't, because when the government gives them fucking money, they love it. When the government gives them sweet stimulus checks or government cheese or whatever, they're all for it. But then the government's like, hey, we need you to take this so we can get back to normal life. And they're like, no. You're trying to cull the herd. You're trying to depopulate. And I was like, if they wanted to do that, they would have done it fucking forever ago. Well, there's nothing stopping them from doing it.
My favorite response to that is when Bill Burr was talking about it. Did you ever see Bill Burr talking about like how like the conspiracy is that they're thinning out the herd of the vaccine? And he's like, I think his point is like, why would they want to thin out the people that obey them? Like, everybody taking the vaccine trusts the government, presumably, or at least trust the government.
You saying that on Conan? I remember that.
Yeah, or at least they trust the government more than people who don't. Yeah. Get the vaccine. So like, if they wanted to get rid of anybody, they wouldn't want to get rid of the people who are just trusting them blindly. If anything, they want to get rid of the people who aren't, because those are the people who would stir shit up. It just, none of it. It really doesn't make sense. And again, I know we're gonna get comments that are just like authoritarian. I can't believe you trust the government. And it's like, I don't. It's just a matter of, dude, listen. The world revolves around money. People like money a lot. People will sacrifice other people's lives for money. So the fact that the entire economy kind of shut down, and like factories shut down, and like businesses everywhere shut down, losing a lot of money in the process, that doesn't happen for a virus that isn't real. Like, they're not going to make up a fake virus, lose trillions of dollars, and just for a hypothetical like thinning of the herd. Like, it doesn't fly. So to me, it's just like, hey, the vaccine is there for the interest of everybody, because we all need to survive in order to keep exploiting one another. So that's why the vaccine is there. It's just
it's fucking free.
Yeah.
It's free, because people were saying, how come they're giving it out for free and they don't give out insulin medicine or chemo? And I was like, because they need people to get back to work so they can keep siphoning money from their fucking pockets.
It's really sad.
All taxing the fuck out of you and using you as a commodity. Like, they need you as a fucking resource to get back to those factories. So they want to give this to you so you can keep being a good workhorse. I'm like, it's like, come on. Like, it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't know what else to do. I'm so over the top, because like I said, all I want is, I would love for, if everything is back to normal for people that are vaccinated. That's all I want. Meaning that if you have fucking proof or whatever, you can travel where you please. You can still do all this fucking shit, because that's all I need. Everybody else, I don't really care. Like, I was like, seriously, that's not going to happen, I don't think, to the extent that I want it to. So it's like, please, everybody get vaccinated. Please, because once we get the herd immunity, everything will go back to normal. But if it was at the point where Biden was like, you know what, fuck all y'all niggas. Like, all right, all you people that got the needle in you, just, you get some bullshit, and then you can go where you please. You can go travel abroad and all this stuff. Other people can travel abroad because they're vaccinated too and stuff. But everybody's has all these different fucking rules because they're they're sovereign. And I'm just like, the only way things will get back to normal is if people just fucking get the little goddamn jab, and just pray your balls won't be swollen, man. Just pray. Just put up a little fucking prayer. And then look, if the balls get swollen, look, I will concede to you. Anyone who's reluctant, right? I will concede, and I will cup your balls and apologize to them. Okay?
I will personally donate my balls to you. So you can have normal balls again. Although I will say, like, when I got my second, did I get Moderna? Yeah, I got Moderna. When I got my second Moderna shot, my balls did they became the size of, I think, basketballs, and in time, And in times of dire stress, I could like pull them up through my body and into my forearms and like be like Popeye kind of, like use them like with his spinach arms. It was crazy.
Sir, are you saying that Nicki Minaj is correct? This entire rant we just had, did you just completely negate it by saying, oh, by the way, my balls got fucking swollen?
No, she's totally right. Don't get that shot, dude. It's going to fuck you up.
At least don't get fucking Moderna, goddamn.
Don't get any of them. See, now we've angered everyone. Because now that sarcastic clip is going to be taken as like serious.
Listen, guys, seriously, if it's the last thing you do not get vaccinated. Yes. Do not get any of them. Don't trust them. It's very dire. There's depopulation. Have you seen Endgame by Alex Jones? They're trying to cull the herd. You know, like it would be in their best interest, right, to give the vaccine to, you know, people in India, even though that's where the Delta really developed and stuff because they didn't have vaccines and stuff. But they should give them to them because, you know, there's so many people there and they're working on it. Trust me. They're fucking working on it. They've actually developed really incredible microtechnology, nanotechnology, if you will, that allows them to build really microscopic guns. And they've put a bunch of like millions of microscopic guns in every vaccine. And at one point, they're all going to go off and people are just going to explode from the inside out. This is true. This is real. This is very real. I've seen the blueprints. I've seen the blueprints. Yeah, he's coughing up blood. I shared them with who's really popular right now. I don't know. I shared them with Doja Cat. I don't know. I really have no idea. Dude, I really feel sincerely like I'm only like 27, you know. I'll be 28 in like I think 3 months, but like, you know, I feel so out of touch with like who is anyone. You know, like I didn't know who, like, you know, what was that the fucking Justin Bieber song person, Kid Laroi? I have no idea who that is. There you go. Exactly. I still don't know who that is. I know the song, though, because anytime you go on TikTok, oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. It's like, oh, yeah, look at that guy. It's like, yeah, he's been famous for a while. And I'm like, who is that? And I've just come to accept at this point that, like, I don't know. If it's not in the games industry, I just don't know. I just can't. I can't keep up with music people. Like Doja Cat. I thought Doja Cat was, like, a meme. I thought it was like a non-cat. Was that's the non-cat thing? I really didn't know it was real. I didn't know it was a real person. I thought I was alone in that. I thought Doja Cat was a meme too. That's weird. There must be a lot of people who thought the same thing. Then I guess because if you and I that have never discussed that before thought the same fucking thing, and I found out about her. I guess she was trying to rip off like Flyleaf or something at one of the VMAs. What the hell? Like, she was doing some like rock kind of metal version of one of her songs, and the way she was dressed and the whole like her whole what do you call it? Her like her vibe, aesthetic? Everything that she was doing. Yeah, everything she was doing was like that band Flyleaf, like that one chick, the singer. Yeah. She would like wear a dress and she'd be all kind of weird and stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what is this? This is fucking Flyleaf. Isn't like, isn't Flyleaf like a Christian band? Is that real? Maybe, because I know I just found out that the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus was a Christian band. What? Really? Yeah. Like, dude, right? I had no fucking idea. I just found a channel that's been around for 10 fucking years, and I just discovered them. But he's called something in the Shadows. It's this dude that sits on a piano. In the Shadows? Yeah, I think that's right. That's a Channel Awesome guy. He worked with like Nostalgia Critic and stuff. Oh, I have no fucking idea. I just found this guy. I don't remember how. It just happened. And then I started binging his shit. And one of them was him breaking down, because like he does the One Hit Wonder series. And then it was Face Down. And then he was talking about their origins and Christian. I was like, what? And then like they became blatantly Christian once they kind of started doing more like underground shit. Or just like, you know, their songs titles were like praise and this and that. And all the Christian rock chords. And I'm like, oh, fuck. You could have fucking fooled me. Yeah, you could have really fooled me. I know what happens if you turn a Flyleaf Christian. A lot of people, a lot of bands like ended up that way. Like Avril Lavigne ended up doing like some weird Christian music too.
like recently,
No
like
shit.
in the last like 3 years. Yeah, because she had that song like "Hit My Head Above Water" or something, like I don't know. It's like some shit about God saving her from drowning or some fucking nonsense. I don't know.
Look, yeah, dude. Flyleaf's a Christian band, apparently, from everything that I'm seeing.
Yeah, I know Creed is a Christian. Yeah, that was a bit obvious.
No, Creed was obvious.
Yeah. You might as well call yourself like Jesus Words. But, you know, like, I don't know. Fucking, there are a couple of them that surprised me. Like, I'm trying to, like, remember. Like, I know Flyleaf is one of them. I know. Fuck. I have some stuff that's on my playlist on my Spotify that, like, I looked into.
Let's see what happens. I love this. It said, so the top thing was like, bands you didn't know were Christian. Right under it, it said, bands you didn't know that were British. I just love that because, like, the idea of, like, there's all these bands that exist, and you didn't know they're British, and it probably, like, puts a little bad taste in your mouth, like, ugh.
Yeah, it's like,
fucking British.
Gross. The fucking, that's like when I found out AC/DC was fucking Australian. Like, I had no.
That's a good point. I think that one.
Yeah.
I think that fucks with a lot of people because they're such an American band. Like, everything about them is American. Like, you see everybody with their fucking muscle cars and shit listening to AC/DC, and you just think like, oh yeah, that's just American Muscle and AC/DC, and you're like, nah, mate, fucking kangaroos and shit.
My name is Angus Young, and I'm here to rock your socks off. And then he starts going into that weird fucking, like, I'm the fucking or whatever the fuck.
She has to that's machine.
I love that video of somebody putting his vocals over, like, instrumentals that don't complement it at all. And it's like, he's a terrible singer when he's not singing with AC/DC, you know?
Look, man, to AC/DC fans, you're going to be really offended, but I think that shit is fucking awful. The only time I think, look, sometimes his hooks sound good. Like, shook me all night long. Like, his voice goes very well with that. But when he's just fucking singing without, like, a melody to carry him through it, I fucking hate it.
No, it's terrible.
I hate it. It's so bad. Like, just listen to fucking, we don't need to get into it. I don't want to look at it. You guys get it.
We're going to upset so many fucking people this episode. Like, Nicki Minaj fans, people who knew who Doja Cat was, vaccine anti-vax people, and now AC/DC fans.
AC/DC fans. I'm looking at this list of Christian people, and that doesn't sound.
I'm looking at this list.
It says Black Sabbath is a Christian band, but I think that's just. That isn't.
I know.
I don't know that.
I know.
Real.
What's that fate? What's that one that the one hit wonder from 2004? Oh my fucking god, that guy is insane. I'm trying to remember the fucking song. Oh no, it was like an AMV song, or like,
and it's by a guy, like just one person.
It was like in the vein of, like, you know, Breaking Benjamin, Blow Me Away, or like oh my god, fuck, I can't believe.
Is it a band or is it a person? I'll try to narrow it down.
It's a song by this band that, like, they only had one. Oh my god, I'm so upset. I'm having a fucking stroke.
So it was around Breaking Benjamin.
I can't
say the fucking chorus.
I can't
do something.
I can't remember the chorus or the verse. I'm actually losing my fucking mind.
Oh
no! Hold on. Look through this list some more. I have to gather my thoughts. Oh no.
Okay, let me see. And it was.
Oh my god.
Let's see.
I'm so bad.
Mumford and Sons. It's hipster shit. That was way later.
Maybe I can skip through my Spotify until I find it.
Yeah, maybe you can.
But my Spotify is fucking huge.
Lenny Kravitz.
He's the lead singer, was like a Trump guy, like a crazy, like a wild Trump guy. Trapt. Oh my god, I can't believe that one song.
Headstrong and shit.
Headstrong.
Back up, we'll take you on.
Bro, like,
Headstrong.
For real, I felt myself, it was like Psychonauts. I felt myself like jumping into my own head, like digging through, like trying to find this fucking song that I've heard a million times.
I gotta be honest, man. I remember hearing that song first time. I was watching. It was a trailer for something, and I was in the theater. I think I was gonna watch Tomb Raider or something, and that thing came on. Advertising something, and I'm like, I don't like this. Yeah. It just didn't sound. It sounded like a wet noodle for somebody being so like headstrong. I'll take you on. It sounded like a guy that was like just barking, but you would hit him and you would go run away. Like just that's what it. I was like, I don't like this.
Yeah, he was a bit whiny. I feel like I remember liking it when I was younger, but like it's one of those. It's weird. Like it hasn't aged particularly well. Like there are some songs from back then, like that butt rock era, like that I think are actually still pretty good. Like I think the guitar riff in I Hate Everything About You, that 3 Days Grace song. I think that guitar riff is awesome. Like the way that sounds. But that song itself is like a bit, you know.
Look, that song is so look. The song itself is cringe as fuck, but it is a brilliant song. Like it's they actually like even that one song that is it's. I mean, look, it's suicide songs in general are pretty cringe, but I still do appreciate them because there's so many angsty kids that need to hear shit like this because they're so fucked up, you know.
Yeah, it serves a purpose of like kind of like growing past that shit, but.
I appreciate. They had one like that too. I forget what. Never Too Late or whatever. Like it's even that.
Too late. It's never too late.
Yeah. And then that fucking that acoustic dun 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 dun.
It's good,
such a. I was like, man, these guys are like the kings at this simplest bullshit, but it really just tickles you. And
they were really good.
I want to write shit like that, man. I wouldn't mind writing shit like that.
Yeah, I feel like. What do you feel like of the bands that came up around that time? Like in that kind of feel, which ones do you think have aged the best? If you could give, if there are even any that apply to that, you know, if there are any that have aged well, because you know, Trapt has not aged well,
not at all.
3 Days Grace, I think, has aged kind of okay. I think certain songs
going pretty strong too.
Yeah, I think so.
And there's stuff like it doesn't like I don't when I hear 3 Days Grace, I don't cringe. I know it's cringy.
Yeah.
But I don't cringe.
Yeah. You acknowledge that it's cringe, but it doesn't actually invoke that emotion.
Yeah. Exactly. So I'm like I can if it comes on, I can listen to this. I might even catch myself singing it under my fucking breath. Like so that shit ain't bad. I think I really like some Breaking Benjamin's old shit.
I was gonna say that too. Like every now and then, like when I'm driving for a while, and I just blast my Spotify because I have it all downloaded to my phone. And every now and then, like a Breaking Benjamin song will come up, like "Blow Me Away" or "Follow," or like "I Will Not Bow" or like whatever. And it's like, this is pretty good. It's weird too because like I think they're hits. Like the main one with like Diary of Jane, that's the one that I feel like doesn't. That's the one that I feel like I listen to now and I'm like, yeah. But everything else is actually pretty solid. I feel like.
Yeah, that was one that really put them on the map. I remember that.
Yeah,
that was MySpace days. Holy shit! I'm just thinking about that. Like,
that was like you would get. It's like I can't wait to download. 1X by 3 Days Grace on fucking LimeWire so I could post it on MySpace.
Dude, I feel like I'm the only one. Because I hear people complain about viruses all the time. But I've never gotten a virus on Kazaa or LimeWire. However, there were pieces of shit that there's no way you could tell.
Yeah,
they would download a song and then they would go into say iTunes, for example, and put the volume to like 200% or whatever, and you would save it, and then you would upload it so that now you're P2Ping so people can fucking download that shit, and then so you think it's normal, and you play it, and it just fucks your ears. Like it was a horrible little trick that people would do, and you would have to just go like say I know iTunes is the way that you can edit. I don't know any other. There was another one that I used to use that was like iTunes but free, but I can't remember. I think it had the word monkey in it or something. It was so fucking long ago.
Yeah, weird.
It was something where it's like, if you don't want to use iTunes, this is fucking here and it works just as good. And it might have been called MediaMonkey, actually. Fuck. Let me see.
There were so many. It's so funny how many proprietary things.
Holy shit, MediaMonkey, yeah. Yeah, it was MediaMonkey. Holy fuck, I forgot about this.
There were so many weird like programs that existed back then because like nobody really knew how ubiquitous like things like iTunes was. Like iTunes was still like definitely like the powerhouse, but it was back then like where you could start like a new like, oh yeah, I'll make this media player or whatever. Do you remember like Google Video before they bought YouTube? It was very weird. It was like Google Video as a term is probably like not even a searchable term because it probably applies to so many things.
Yeah, because how the hell right?
But like maybe like Google Media Player 2004 or something. But like it looked like the 2005 version of like Windows Media Player where it had like the bubbly buttons, but it was like white. And it was like really that was how I saw like early like internet clips like Lazy Sunday and like from SNL with Chris Parnell and Andy Samberg and shit like that. And then they bought YouTube like later, and then they integrated it. But it was very there were so many of those.
Shit.
Yeah, I don't even
immediately Windows. Sorry, go ahead.
I just don't know how you would even find it. I'll Google Video Player.
Yeah, I try to find it, and all it did was just take me to the actual Windows Media Player, and I forgot about the visuals, dude. Like when you would just do it, like you'd let it, and it would be doing all that crazy swirly shit.
The way it looks, yeah. Yeah. If you type in Google Video Player 2003 and go to images, it's not exactly what I'm trying to show you, but it kind of the first image is kind of like just the way the player looked and like the play button and like the white and like the little volume slider. And it's just fucking really weird looking at that shit because it looks so fucking dated.
Yeah, holy shit. Yeah, I don't think I've ever fucking. If I've ever used that, I didn't no, I don't think I've ever used it. This doesn't look remotely familiar to me, but it is so fucking dated though. I like how everything was all bubbly and shit back in the day, like rounded out and stuff.
Yeah, and then it got like really angular, and then it went back to bubbly.
Yeah,
you notice that, like when Twitter like got like circle profile pictures and shit.
Oh yeah. That's
like,
right.
Right. That shit pissed me off. But anyway, we should probably get into some questions.
Since there's probably like a lot of shit piled up, right?
Yeah. Like I mean, I figured like we still have like a bunch of unanswered questions from the last doc. So this is a while ago. So apologies. Hopefully some of you who are listening are still here. And some of you who have, asked these questions are still here. Jimpy the Outrageous Scoundrel and America's Favorite Wizard wrote in. This is just like a general kind of comment. Thanks, Chris, for recommending Bastion and Hades. I finally started checking out Supergiant games in order after seeing Bastion, an issue of Game Informer a decade ago, and now Bastion and Transistor are some of my favorite games. So like, I just want to read that because I like when people find new shit thanks to us. It's fucking awesome. It just makes me feel
Agreed.
Good.
It's cool. It's cool as fuck.
Even if Sweeney is a fucking fool for not liking Mass Effect 2.
That's somehow weird. It's weird. I feel like he just in his mind he hyped it up in a way that I guess he thought. I don't know. I don't know how he. I don't know how he liked the first one better than the second one. I don't really understand. The only thing I can think is maybe he thought the loyalty missions were too tedious. I don't remember what the fuck he said. I don't know.
Well, he has the same complaint that everybody has, which is like, it's not as RPG focused. And it's like, sure, but it's awesome. So,
yeah,
maybe deal with it.
I mean, it's the fuck it. I'm like, dude, I don't really, I want fucking just awesome shit to happen in games. And just, there's so much, like, Just you can take out half of the loyalty missions and just insert Lair the Shadow Broker, that DLC.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that fucking, the game is still like, oh, what an amazing fucking story. What an amazing arc about like the Shadow Broker. Like that's fucking, like that is the best DLC I still play to this day. It's so fucking, it's so fun. And the music is incredible. So anyway, fuck you, Sweeney. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's not here to defend himself. Fuck you.
I know.
Oh my god. All right. I am the grass man, first of the Midwesterners, defender of the lawn, water yo grass, wrote in. He says, are any of you excited for the Dune remake? Personally, I'm excited for the sandworms to be scary and not look like Muppets. I'll be real, I still do not know what the fuck Dune is. I don't know if I lost my nerd cred or whatever the fuck by admitting that, but I really have no fucking idea. Like, Sweeney knows. Like, and Sweeney is kind of excited for Dune, I think, but I don't know. Like, I just don't understand what it is. It's... Yeah. Do you know anything about it?
I'm on the same level as you, to where it's one thing that passed me up, and I just don't have the energy to get into it, because at this point, man, I feel like I don't even know if there's another like universe of something that I can really dive into at this point. And I really don't. I'm trying to think of something like like anything that I'm playing right now, like just replaying God of War and some other things that it's all things that I've kind of been playing throughout the years. Like, say, even if it's Doom, like Doom's been fucking forever. Like, you know, like say, oh, even when they have these Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal and stuff, I'm like, Doom has been around for so long. I can get back into Doom, or like Mass Effect fucking Legendary Edition or stuff like that. And if it's something else, it has to be very small and like, oh, that was a cool little, you know, that took like maybe 10 hours to beat. That was cool.
Yeah.
But like say for example, like Dune, there's so much shit to it. Like, say, fucking movies, this, that, fucking, my friend that I was staying with, he's big Dune fan, has tabletop shit and all this thing. And I'm just like, he's like, oh man, this shit looks dope. He's like, I can't wait. And I'm like, oh yeah. I don't fucking.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks cool, but it's just like, I never finished, for example, The Expanse, because for the same reason. I hear like The Expanse is the shit. They're like, if you liked the reboot of Battlestar Galactica, you're gonna fucking love The Expanse. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to watch it. And I watched like a couple episodes. I'm like, fuck, I don't have time to watch this shit, dude.
Yeah.
So I was just like, eh.
It's just the commitment of it, where it's just like, I don't know if the older I get, the more I realize it's like the time that I spend watching shit passively could be spent like working. Or like, you know, doing, I don't know, like it's probably not the healthiest mindset, but I'm just like, that's just literally where I'm at. Where if you have like a show that's like 500 episodes, dude, I'm not fucking doing that. Like I'm just not gonna do it. Like you come up to me and be like, you should watch One Piece. It's 9,000 episodes. And it's like, fuck you. Who do you think you're talking to? Like, do you think I just like I never need to eat. I don't need to make money. I don't need like who could you possibly recommend One Piece to outside of like maybe literally a child?
Yeah,
like I can't imagine being so presumptuous as to just be like, hey, Derrick, you know what I think you should watch? 700 hours of an animated show that I thought was okay. It'd be insane.
No. Like it would be, I wouldn't be watching it. It would be in the background, and I would be paying absolutely no attention to it. And so when somebody asked me like, "Did you watch it?" I'm like, not really, because
exactly.
I wouldn't know what the fuck's happening.
Like I've what I say to people when I have watched something in the background is I'll say I've seen it, which is kind of like, you know, borderline lying, but also like I have seen what you're talking about.
Eyes have been
like I've seen
upon this product.
I have seen One Piece, like for sure, but I haven't watched it. God, fuck no. And even just like when people recommend like anime and shit like that to me, it's like, all right, the first question I ask is how many episodes, and if it's anything over 50, like typically I'm like, you know, like I can't. Like Death Note was pretty short. Thank fucking God. There's this other show that I watched kind of recently, Parasite, which was also super short. It was like only like less than 20 episodes. I'm like, this is perfect. This is the perfect, like Castlevania also. Like Castlevania was like new and like such a low time sink that it was just like, yeah, this is awesome and it respects my time. I love it. But
I was the same way with everything but Dragon Ball Z. Like Dragon Ball Z was probably the only one that had like just a stupid amount of episodes. Where everything else I watched, my favorite of everything, like say Gundam Wing, 27 episodes. Yeah, just like it was just like that. Yeah.
Well, you know why Dragon Ball was different is because we were young and had way more time.
That's very true.
When Dragon Ball Z was out. That's the thing. It's like if you're a kid, if you're like 11 and you're like really into One Piece, I totally get it because you have all this fucking time to like waste. Essentially, you don't have to work. Once you come home from school, you're pretty much done. You have homework, I guess, but like that's not really like a super like hefty responsibility. So you have a ton of time to waste, and you're gonna waste it watching shit or like playing shit. That's why like fucking 12-year-olds on Fortnite are fucking pro gamers basically because they just have all this time to get like insanely good. But you know, I think Dragon Ball was the same thing for me, where it's like I just have all this time, you know. But it's weird because we had so much time, but at the same time, like our access to that content was like a lot more limited than it is now, you know. And we still watched all of it. Like I had to wait for it to fucking come on, or like come on TV, or like buy VHSs. Like I have Dragon Ball VHS tapes. I have the entire Buu saga on VHS.
Nice. Like
for real. It's a stupid amount. And I have a VCR. I wonder if I could. I wonder if that TV downstairs works. That'd be awesome to watch like VHSs of Dragon Ball. But
yeah, it's gonna look real good, man. It's gonna look really good.
Oh yeah, I bet those tapes have aged wonderfully in my humid basement. But yeah, I don't know. I don't even remember what the fucking question was. So I guess we're just gonna move on. Doug Dimma Dumbass wrote in. He says, "Hey, howdy, hey, boys. What's the worst first date you have ever been on? Mine ended with witnessing my date falling off a Vespa and having a seizure in the middle of the road. Holy shit.
Oh, my God.
That's a fucking bad date, dude.
Oh, what the hell? Was she okay? God damn. You gotta follow up, dude.
Yeah, Doug Dimma Dumbass. I know it's been like probably like a month since you sent that in, but like fucking can we get like, I don't know. So, like, under this Patreon post, can we get some fucking clarification, please? Because that leaves off in a really ominous place. But worst first date that I've ever been on. I'm trying to remember, like, am I weird for, like, not really remembering first dates? Like, is that a weird thing?
I don't think so. I think the only time you would remember a first date is if something really traumatic happened. Or if like it's probably your fucking longtime girlfriend or wife or something where it's like, oh yeah, I remember that was when like some cliche shit like I knew this was the girl I was gonna be, some bullshit like that, you know?
Yeah. I saw her from across the gymnasium, and I knew from that moment that we would be together forever. Yeah, I knew from that moment. I just wanted to clap them cheeks for as long as humanly possible.
I might have said mine on this podcast already. If I haven't, because
I'll remember.
This is probably this is the only really bad first date that I remember having. Was so this girl, I invited her over to my house after work. This was in like 2011. We were just gonna watch the Twilight Zone because it just appeared on Netflix. It's like, oh shit, Twilight Zone's on Netflix. Let's binge it. And I fell asleep before she showed up to my house, and she was like calling me and knocking on the door, and I just passed out. So when I woke up, I felt bad. I was like, oh shit, my bad. And I said, I'll make it up to you. So I took her to the Cheesecake Factory, which was like pretty high end for my bitch ass, you know, because I don't fucking, usually it's like, oh, let's just go to like Denny's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so everything was cool until we started talking about like politics. And I felt like I didn't say anything unreasonable.
Right.
Like there was two things that I said.
You said
I don't know how it.
You said, you know, I don't know about you, but I got vaccinated once.
And she's like, "Don't you know that gives you autism? You're probably retarded now." And I was like, "Oh shit."
I was like,
"No, but really, no." She would be one of the ones that would be furious if I were to be like, "Oh, I don't know about those vaccines. They haven't been tested." She would fucking freak out. But I don't know how we start talking about guns for some fucking reason. I don't remember why, but I just said one of the most obvious things. I was like, hey, like, you know, when places have like towns, when everyone's carrying guns, there's less crime because people don't fuck around as much because they'll get shot in the face if they do. And then versus like a metropolitan or a metropolis where guns aren't, you're not really allowed to have them. So people run rampant because they know they're not going to get shot in the fucking face. It wasn't like, cause I don't know. It must've been talking about some type of gun control shit, but I don't give a fuck. I'm just like, I'm the type of person where it's like, guns are cool. If they took them, whatever. I would be like, I would turn in my gun. A lot of people would be very angry hearing that shit. But the thing is, I don't hunt. I don't typically feel, I don't feel that attached to weapons, like in that sense. So I'm like, cool, they're here.
I understand. I wouldn't turn in my gun. I would like to keep my gun.
If you had to, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying if there was a thing where it's like, okay, I'm just saying in the hypothetical, this would never happen in the United States. Right. I'm saying hypothetically, Second Amendment is no longer a thing. I wouldn't freak out. Personally, I wouldn't freak out because it doesn't affect me in the way that it would affect a lot of other people. That's what I'm saying. It's just a personal thing where I'm like, oh, that's fucking weird. Yeah, no, but at the same time, the people that are like, I need to protect it from the government. I'm like, dude, the government will use sound cannons on you and then you'll cradle in a ball.
Yeah.
And you're
what
fine.
is it? They'll use like the brown noise to make you shit yourself. Yeah.
I'm just saying,
know.
like,
yeah, I know what you mean. I think,
yeah.
I'm of the mind where it's like, if I could like snap my fingers and like literally like every gun on the planet would disappear, I probably would do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Especially, I would do that and I'd be like, I'd be fine with it. But knowing that like there's so many guns in circulation anyway, and like them like trying to get it from me, it's like, I'm just gonna keep my gun. But I know what you mean. Like that's not. First of all, that's not a great conversation to have at a first date. Although it's I don't even remember how it happened, but obviously she was somewhat of like a political activist. I think her and I, we were both somewhat on the same page with, like, say back in 2010, I got really interested in politics. Yeah.
It's one of the reasons why when I started talking about politics in 2016 and whatever the fuck, I got burnt out quickly because I've already did my thing. I had already paid my dues. I had already my awareness of police brutality, my fucking talking about Wall Street and the 1%. Like, I have done my thing of like, fuck these rich assholes, fuck like, people who are abusing their power. I've already did my thing. Yeah. I feel like, so at this point I'm much more jaded. Anyway,
I know what you mean.
So the other thing that got her really riled up, and to me, I couldn't understand why, when I told her about like, yeah, like, cause like I said, I still fucking don't like billionaires, not really, and yeah. I was talking about the Bilderberg group, and all I said was like, oh yeah, these rich and all I said was, in my interpretation, the Bilderberg are just these fucking rich assholes that meet up and do shit. I'm like, and I was like, it's no different than a fucking frat club.
You brought up the fucking Bilderbergs.
Dude, we were already in like this realm of like territory.
I know.
But I brought it. Yeah,
it's not like out of nowhere or anything. It's just fun. It's just funny to. It's a funny thing because I don't know if I've ever had a Bilderberg conversation with any relationship that I've ever. You know what I mean? It's just such a like hyper specific thing.
Listen, I understand how stupid this sounds from the outside looking in. I totally understand. It was just in the way that I was even talking about it. It was like a passive thing. And then she was like, that sounds fucking crazy. And I was, and that's what caught me off guard. I was like, wait, why does that sound crazy? Why does it sound weird that the rich and powerful people meet up and discuss world stuff?
Yeah, it's definitely
isn't that, I was like, why does that sound crazy? Like, I didn't say like they're fucking eating children or some shit. I literally was just like, oh yeah, like I just went.
They have children vertically on stakes, and they peel them like shawarma over an open fire.
Yeah, so I guess she just was. I don't know. She was heated, looking for a fight, I guess.
Yeah, it sounds like one of those.
I wasn't even yelling at her. I didn't even raise my voice, but her was like getting up to, and I was just like, "Yo, I've relax."
I've definitely been in those situations because, like, I have raised my voice. I think probably a total of I think 3 times in my entire life, actually, like in like relationship like disputes. And it's literally, and when I say 3 times, I literally mean like, I don't mean like 3 times in that like one time is like an hour of screaming. I literally mean like a singular moment in time where I'm like, can stop. You know?
It.
Yeah, like, but literally 3 times in my entire life, I've never raised it because I can't, like, the second something gets like really annoying, like I can't, like I just can't bring myself to get that anger out anymore. It's like if I'm being screamed at, it's like, you fucking, you know, you didn't remember our anniversary or whatever. It's like, no, I'm sorry. I totally, like, I really just, you know, I lost track of the days. I didn't forget it. I just forgot that today was the day that it was. And it's like a screaming thing. And it's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I
summon the spirit of Al Bundy.
I remember one thing I said, I got really in trouble for it. I was like, I can't be the first person you've ever met to forget a thing. Is what I said. This is a long time ago. I know not to say that now, but
yeah,
not the best thing to say. But I did mean it.
Forgetting shit it's natural for things to slip your mind, and even if you know something beforehand, like, oh, I know this is coming up very soon, and then some dumb shit happens, and then you forget. It's just like, all right, shit happens. You can just try to make up for it. Like what I was trying to do with this date. I fell fucking asleep essentially. I was trying to make up with it for a fucking fancy meal.
You fucked up.
You know, yeah. But nowadays it's kind of it's harder to have an excuse of that shit about forgetting because of phones and everything. Like, put a fucking reminder in your phone, you piece of shit. You know,
that is true. That is fair.
It's much harder to like get away with that now because I'm like, oh yeah, I can't.
Yeah,
I can't
because now
put a reminder.
Because now it's just clear that I really just don't value that at all. Like,
to wrap up the story. Okay, wait.
No, I'm just saying. I don't know, the whole milestone. Like, even my birthday, I don't know if I would really remember my birthday if it wasn't just drilled into me like every. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know. Fucking time's passing and whatever. You know, like, I can't. I remember I got in trouble. This wasn't a first date, but I was with. I don't even remember necessarily if like we were just friends at the time or so. It like, in my mind, it was kind of a date. You know. But like, I went to see Les Mis with this girl and 2 of our friends, and we got there like neither of us knew what Les Mis was. We thought it was like, oh, it's like a musical because we saw the trailers or whatever, and it's like, oh, it looks like a musical. It's like, whatever. This should be like these other people want to go. I guess we'll go and we'll just like, you know, maybe we'll enjoy it, maybe we won't. I was expecting a musical. And what I got was a fucking opera, which probably doesn't sound too different if you're just kind of listening to this and you're not familiar with like the terminology. But a musical that's a movie or a play or a show where people at some point will speak to each other, you know? And at some point the songs stop. But an opera is not that at all. There is no speaking in opera. There is no moment where people are not singing. The only breaks in singing are in between people singing, and it's fucking grating, which is wild because like Les Mis is like one of the most famous like operas ever, and I've seen like stage performances of certain songs. And I'm like, this is actually really good. But that movie was like seeing Hugh Jackman like and fucking what's it? Not Anna Faris. Fucking what's it? Oh my god. Anne Hathaway, like just like screaming at me in a theater when I was expecting like a High School Musical type deal. I don't know. It was not a fun time.
High School Musical. You ever seen that shit?
Yeah, dude. Unironically, like I really did like it when I was a kid. Like I didn't like that I liked it. You know, like I would pretend like I didn't like it, but like in my head I was like, that's a pretty those are pretty catchy songs, like for real. I hate it.
I not sure if I don't if I've seen one of them or any of them. It's completely out of my memory because I can't even say like 1 second of anything from those.
Well, you were well out of high school. Well,
that was a lot older.
Yeah. I was not even in high school when High School Musical came out. So like to me it was just like, oh, cool. You know, oh, it sounds nice. And I still like
get it.
Yeah. But
like there's some like those Nick Jr. Shows or some of their what do you call it, the theme songs and stuff that when I was like say 13 or something like that, I'd be like, oh man, that shit I kind of like that shit.
Yeah. Yo, low key, the Backyardigans slaps, bro. We are your friends, the Backyardigans. It's like, wow, I'm 17.
Dude, I think I watched Blue's Clues way too late. Like I stopped like at a point where it's like I had no business watching Blue's Clues anymore. Let me figure this out. I want to figure this out. I want to see, because I remember seeing the episode when Steve left and Joe came in. Let's see what year that is. Let's see how fucking embarrassing that shit is. Probably shouldn't be watching that.
I remember watching that, but I was also probably like younger. But I don't remember when exactly that was.
It's probably like at a point where I definitely shouldn't have been watching it.
Was that maybe like 2003 is my guess? 2004?
Let's see, Blue's Clues, Steve leaves.
That's my guess.
Oh my god, why did my fingers...
You gotta go like, when did Steve leave?
Season 4, episode 24. That... no. Okay, 2002.
Oh, fuck, so close. Damn.
Yeah, so...
Wow, yeah, I remember.
College so in 2002, I was... Oh, I say in April. In April 2002, I was fucking 14? No. That's not right. That's not right at all. That's way too old. I think I was 12. Right. I was 12 years old. Yeah.
Honestly, dude, like, I think I watched Blue's Clues for probably... I think about that time. Like, it's just, like, wholesome. I think at a certain point, I think you're not even really watching it because you're engaged. You're kind of watching it because you watched it for so long, and it's just sort of like comforting ASMR, you know? Like, because...
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, like, I feel like if I had a kid, right, and, like, a young child, and I put on Blue's Clues, I don't know if that would, like, grate me. You know, like, I don't know if that... I think I would actually probably enjoy that a lot more than, like, fucking Coco Melon, you know? Like, or that weird...
Yeah.
Dude, I was actually having, like, sushi recently. Like, in this restaurant. And they were playing fucking Coco Melon on the TV because there was a baby behind the counter. Not working. Like, he didn't have, like, a, you know... he didn't have, like, a social security number or anything. But, like, he, you know, he was just, like, one of the workers had, like, they had to have their kid with them or whatever. And they had Coco Melon, like, blasting on the TV. And I was like, this is such a horrifying... Like, I don't want to make this mental connection between, like, sushi and Coco Melon because I might not ever like sushi again. But
yeah. No, definitely having a kid... My kid for sure will be into Blue's Clues, because I could probably sit down and watch Blue's Clues passively right now.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I'm like, oh, I need to edit a video and put on some Blue's Clues.
I think I could too, like, unironically. It's like, it's just a cute thing, you know?
Yeah. The entire episode is on fucking YouTube. See if I have to pay for it or not. No, just people just illegally uploading it. It's cool.
Yeah, they don't give a shit.
Yeah, apparently not, because there's like full episodes. So I'm gonna watch me some Blue's Clues. Wait, why does it have so many dislikes? I guess people are mad.
Yeah, people were sad that Steve left. Wouldn't you?
Yeah,
be
but
sad?
It's like, yeah, but why do you see? I hate when that happens though. Like, say a creator that you like is covering something that is so like that you loathe, and then they like dislike the fucking video because of the content that is being covered. I'm like, no, don't do that. You're just disliking your creators, the creator's channel, and not the content. You know what I mean? Like, So that's what they're doing here. It's like you don't dislike this person's channel, but it's fucked up. I don't know.
It is pretty fucked up.
It doesn't help. You're not helping.
Can you imagine how stressful that must have been though? Like, to be Joe. Like, I would have hated to be Joe.
Oh fuck yeah! Like, massive shoes to fill, man.
Yeah, just like, fuck, I gotta be like the new Steve.
Dude, I completely forgot that there's a fucking a new dude.
Yeah, he's like an Asian dude, right?
Yeah, an Asian kid.
Yeah, he was the most
compilation. Recent. Holy shit! There's like wow, dude. These people are fucked up, man. What
do you?
This video was uploaded in July of this year. Has 2.1 million views. It's just like Josh and Blue's vlogs, episode 21 through 30. It's a compilation, and it has 3.4K likes and 1.9K dislikes. Like, people are so fucking ruthless. Like dude, grown ass people that probably miss Steve that are just dislike bombing this shit. It's like, come on, guys.
I take it. You did see that video that they tweeted out, right? With Steve going like,
yeah.
I thought that was really nice. Like, that was like a weird, like that was like definitely like corporate pandering or whatever. Like, you know, like whatever, nostalgia is like really in. But like that was like a weird, like seeing Blue's Clues just be like. Seeing Steve from Blue's Clues be like, yeah, I went to fucking college and like student loans and shit. And I'm like, this is like weirdly real for Blue's Clues. Like, I know he's probably not going to talk about like, I cheated on my ex-wife or whatever the fuck. I don't know if he did that or anything. I'm just saying.
I was hanging out with Michael fucking Magic Johnson and you know, I got the HIV, but it's okay, guys. We have medicine where it can be dormant now.
Yeah, it turns out.
So I'm doing good. I hope you're good.
I hope you're okay. I have polycystic ovaries. It's nice to see you again. All right, let's fucking. I don't know what we're doing. Let's move on. What the?
Hey, what was it?
I don't fucking know. JFK shot himself, wrote in. He says, hello, Steve, Skeleton, John Dillerman, and Puerto Rican Cenobite. Longtime listener and first-time patron, your podcast has been a great source of fun and cope for long days of work, so thanks for that. I appreciate that. That's why we do it. And also because, it pays. That's true. We got to eat, man. Don't remember if it's been asked before, but my question is this. Do you guys have any routines to keep up your health, be it mental or physical health? I myself go on runs every morning to get out of the morning haze or whatever, and have a roommate who spends an hour meditating each morning. Yeah, I don't know.
Your roommate's a fucking bitch.
Yeah, meditating. That's just being lazy. I feel like I should have like a proper I'm trying to like maybe like once I get everything properly sorted here, get into like because I have a gym in the other room, like literally, that I can like use, so which is like ideal. So like maybe I'll start doing I heard from someone somewhere, and I don't know if this is true, but the second you wake up, if you like just walk outside and like take in sunlight or whatever, that's like supposedly like really good for you. Although like I don't know what the fuck that really means, because that means like because that would mean like homeless people are like really golden then, so I don't know.
Possibly, but
yeah.
I feel like I hear good things about that, but I also hear things about the sunset as well. People say it's really good to soak up the sun at dusk. I hear, I don't, so it's the same thing. Like I hear these things, but fucking like anecdotal shit.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like, this sounds like horoscope type shit, but it also like could possibly be real, and I have no idea like what to make of it, because the sun kills you if you soak it up too much.
That's true. I guess there's a healthy balance, right? Like can't have too much sun.
Yeah, everything in moderation. Don't like bronze yourself like a fucking Thanksgiving turkey, or like you're trying to try out for Jersey Shore or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, right. Yeah, man. I don't have any. I mean, I used to, but then, like I'm just expanding like a balloon because I've been doing shit in quite some time though. But I kind of figured out that the house I was living in LA was, I think it was a couple of things. I think there was mold, and the fucking house was infested with rodents.
Oh fuck!
And it was fucking insane. Like where I first heard things. I remember a friend came over and he's like, I think I heard a mouse. So this is when I first moved in. I was like, oh, fucking mice in here. And then at some point, I heard something walking on one of my bags in my room. And I was like, what the fuck? And then, of course, I got a vacuum cleaner because I'm like, if there's a mouse in here, I'm going to fucking suction the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And then I just saw this gray flash. It was so fast. And boom, and then went under my door. And I was just like, oh, my God. And so that's why I was like, okay, whatever. Anyway, there was weird fucking smells. And then I had an exterminator come and he was showing me like, oh, yeah, this shit's fucking infested. But you have to spend a shitload of money because everything's fucked. And anyway, my point is that like I got really sick being in that house, and I'm not surprised. But yeah, like I fucking like my health damn near deteriorated, and I'm still like building myself back up. It's kind of crazy,
Right.
but once I'm like really good, and I think pretty much now I'm in a completely different environment. My routine would be in the morning. It would usually be like around 10 or 11. I would go to the gym. I would stretch for about 10 to 15 minutes. Like it was stretching in yoga. Every fucking day, every morning. And then I would fucking spend about an hour on cardio and then about a half hour on like, say, weights and stuff. And it was like a ritual. And I'm so far from that. I'm fucking just weak and fucking doughy. Like in my face, I look at it and I'm like, God damn, it's like a fucking balloon. Like I feel like I can pop myself, dude. Like I feel like it would be cool if you could though. Like it just drain out like all this fucking... And you're done. And you're like, all right, cool. Yeah, I'm good. I look good now.
Yeah, I gotta start. I don't know. I can tell I'm like out of shape because I was just moving boxes. I was like, God damn, I just can't. Like this should not tire me out so quickly. And I'm just like, fuck. I really gotta get that shit in order. But like you were living with fucking mold and mice. At a certain point, like you wanna. I feel like I could handle mice more than I can handle like roaches and shit. Just because you know, like. I don't know. There can only be so many mice, I feel like, right? You'd imagine.
Yeah.
Unless you're living in like fucking, you know, plague Europe, you know. There could only be so many like mice in a confined space. But like roaches are like they could just be in the fucking tiles. You know, like, they could be fucking everywhere. There could be like millions of them actually, probably. So it's just like I'd rather have mice, but it's still not a great scenario. Also, I feel like mice are easier to, you know, track. Than roaches
mice,
are.
yeah, that not probably not too many of them, but this is the problem. Oh, there was also there was a couple of rats actually too, not just like little mice. I forgot about that. But like, I think the problem could have been fixed easily, but I moved to that house to help upkeep it and kind of look after my uncle and stuff because my uncle is somewhat special needs. Not 100%, but he's just kind of he was very sheltered. He was very sheltered and he never learned anything about anything. And it's, you know, anyway. So I moved there to help out the family and it ended up like completely like just, it was the worst decision I've ever made as an adult. With me trying to do what I thought was the right thing to do. With like, I usually don't talk to my family very often. I'm usually doing my own thing, doing music, moving everywhere and shit. I'm like, all right, I'll be around my family. Try to help out, upkeep the house, and then maybe eventually, because it was my grandma's house, she passed away in 2019, and then it's like, all right, try to get everything figured out, and then it just my health deteriorated, and it took me a while to even understand what the fuck was even happening. Yeah, to the point where my fucking testosterone level plummeted. It was crazy. Like it was crazy.
How do you
like,
know that that's happening? Like, is there like you have to get a blood test to get it like measured, right?
Yeah, so to know your levels. The only reason is oddly enough, the only reason I kind of knew it was plummeting was I was already feeling kind of like I was like, oh man, I feel kind of like weak, and it would be cool to like maybe get on TRT or something and just get stronger. Like you don't need to be fucking 3,000 fucking total testosterone or something like a fucking superhero, but you can just get it to a place where you're just building muscle quicker and shit. Anyway, when I got my tested, I was like, this is kind of low, but the doctors, their spectrum of normal is fucking ridiculous. I don't know why this is a thing, but it doesn't make any sense. Normal of total testosterone is 300 to 1200, which is, how the fuck is that normal? How is that a normal spectrum?
That's such a wide range.
It's way too wide. So anyway, they're saying, some people, because do you remember a few years ago, the Try Guys, they got their testosterone checked and they were around the 300s. So a bunch of people were making fun of them like, oh, look at all these fucking beta males. And then there were people coming out and saying, well, no, those are normal levels. Technically, to the medical field, it is. But the thing is, if that's not normal to you, then that can be a problem. Like, say me, my testosterone was like, say, for a while, it was like in 400s, and then it dipped under 300 at one point while I was living in LA.
Wow.
And I fucking, dude, so I was talking to my endocrinologist, and he was like, all right, that's a little weird. Let's get you tested again. And then it got just a little bit above, a little bit under 400 again. And so he was like, we can't really help you because you're consistently in the normal range. Like, you dipped under the normal range for like one time, but we tested you again and you're in normal range. And I told him everything that I was experiencing. I was like, bro, my temperature is fluctuating like crazy. Like, to the point where I felt like if it was 60 degrees, like in my room in December, it felt like it was probably like 40 degrees. Like my nose was dripping. Or sometimes it felt like it was fucking 80 degrees when it was 60 degrees. Like, my temperature was going crazy. And I guess that's a symptom of your hormones being all fucked up. And I was weak. Like, I kept getting my Achilles like injured. It kept re-injuring. All the telltale signs of like, oh, your shit's fucked up. And they're like, there's nothing we can do about it. And I was pretty pissed off until I went to a clinic. And then the guy in the clinic explained to me, he's like, dude, you're fucked up and you need to get on some shit now. Like, don't listen to these guys because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're just learning from these books that have just been around. And he's like, your shit is probably supposed to be like 300-400 points higher. And this is probably why you feel like this. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense. And then I got boosted. And hey, what do you know? I don't feel like absolute shit anymore. And what a fucking coincidence. Like, I'm not hulking with muscle because I didn't fucking get some goddamn awesome steroids. But I got my levels back to normal. And I'm not like freaking out, or I'm not fucking, my temperature isn't fluctuating like crazy. It's nuts, dude. So I told some people, I'm like, hey, there was a guy that plays Call of Duty. He's a YouTuber. I don't remember his name. But because there was, do you know this guy named Brit Bong? Have you heard of him? He's like some guy that like trolls people or docks people. I've
heard the word Brit Bong. I don't know if it's the person. I thought Brit Bong was just like a general kind of like insult for British people.
Oh, maybe, but like there was a guy
named it.
A British guy named that, and he's done a lot of terrible things, doxing and stuff. He's had beef with Keemstar, and this guy. He was, I think I'm mixing shit up. It's just another streamer. Somebody streamed a guy coming to this guy's house. Like, there was a guy like it pulled up into somebody's house and he had a gun in his fucking glove compartment of his car and stuff like that. It was crazy. I'm probably getting some people mixed up. There was a guy, his name's 8 Thoughts. I'm sorry. 8 Thoughts was streaming a guy going to another guy's house. And the guy's house was this Call of Duty YouTuber. And he was dealing with all this stress and all this other fucked up shit. And because of it, his fucking testosterone levels plummeted. And he had to get like some shit done with it. And he was saying some stuff because somebody told me when I talked about some shit that was happening to me. Somebody's like, hey, man, check out this video. You might be experiencing the same shit. And then I was like, oh, I think my levels are fucked up. Like, this kind of proves it. But long story short, that house in LA, like in LA in general, I think it just fucking, it damn near murdered me. That was an awful experience living there. I hate LA with all my heart. I really genuinely, the driving, everything.
Traveling is a mess. Like Los Angeles, I hate the city. Like it's
awful.
With just a really burning passion. Like, it really is just fucking terrible. And it's weird because, like, I like, there are places around it that I like quite a bit. Like, I like, I like most of the places that I've lived. But, like, I've never lived in LA because I don't think I ever would do that. Because it's a bitch to get to. It's a bitch to get out. It's just, it's just dirty. It's hot. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, I enjoyed Burbank and like Glendale a little bit lesser, but like, you know, they were like totally fine places to live.
They're not too bad. Those areas aren't too bad at all. Like, being above the city of LA, because LA, the city, Hollywood and below is fucking a dumpster.
It really is
fucking gross. It sucks.
it's astonishing how bad it is. Like just the it's really ugly too. Like it's like I don't know. Like there are certain parts of it that are just like, how the fuck did this get here? Like this.
Yeah.
I remember one of my first days. One of my first days when I moved out there. It was in 2015, and I was Ubering home from a party. I was very drunk. I was Ubering home, and we stop at this light, and I turn to my right, and just on the off ramp, we're about to like turn onto like, you know, a ramp onto a highway or whatever the fuck, and there's a shopping cart by itself, completely on fire. Like just like covered in presumably like every part of it was ablaze. Like it wasn't like, oh, the handle was on fire, like there was something in it that was on fire. It was just the fucking thing. And I remember being like, that is something I have never seen in my entire fucking life. And now I have. It's a very strange place.
And it's look, and I'll tell you, the last time I was in downtown LA, I went to eat at this place called The Pantry, the original Pantry. It's a pretty good breakfast diner. Mm-hmm. And right outside of it, the car, I ran over a cone or something, and for some reason, the car was on fire. Right outside of it. And just like what? How does this even happen? It was just like a cone. And then then the thing that I saw, the weirdest thing I saw was a cop was right down the street, just drove right past the fucking scene. Just didn't even want to see if the people were okay or anything. The cop just didn't even stop. He was just like, I don't fucking care about this shit. And then there were people fighting outside of it. I think some people that got out of the car and I think I have a little bit of it recorded on my phone. Yeah. Because it was one of those things where I'm like this, I fucking hate this place. Like people don't understand. If you don't have to go to LA, don't. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. Like if there's not something taking place in LA, cool, you know, like go ahead, go if you have to go to something. If you're just like, I kind of want to just go to, don't go. There's some other shit. Go just go anywhere else. And if you absolutely have to, stay out of the city, stay out of the main city. Like stay out of, if your address ends in, Los Angeles, don't stay at that address. Don't stay at that address. If you could say like, hey, if you could live in like Pasadena or whatever, like sure, but like fucking dude, like avoid it like the plague for real. All right, well, we're at about that time. We're going to be posting again very, very soon to make up for some obviously lost time. I want to give you guys the schedule just so you know what's going on, specifically for Patreon. Every date that I'm about to give after September 20th is a Tuesday. That'll be that Friday for everybody listening on free feeds. But, this episode will be up as soon as possible. The following episode, Tuesday, September 22nd. Final September episode is Tuesday, the 27th. And I will have a solo episode on Thursday, the 30th. So that is the schedule to round out the rest of the month. Sorry for the absence. We're back now. The Discord link will be up probably immediately after we record this episode. So that'll be up as well. And I guess now's about that time to fucking get ourselves out of here. If you liked what you heard today, and if you're listening on free feeds, you cheeky little assholes, $1 a month gets you early access to every episode and access to bonus solo episodes, which I just mentioned will be up on the 30th. $5 gets you a question read on the show. $10 gets you access to our Discord server, and that's a one-time payment, and you're in for good. And $25 gets your name dyslexically read at the end of the show, which I will now do. One of our patrons has a bit of a glitch going on and doesn't appear, but NICKI Ziggy, if you are still in that Patreon tier, we appreciate you, and thanks for your support. And so we're gonna read these. Yeah, count me down. 3, 2, 1.
Dead NCYD Arcane what the hell are you writing, you guys? Arcane,
starting off real good.
Yeah, real bad. Arcane Furukawa, Moldy Combat, Shrinkus Fiddledunk, the warlock who is going to off themselves because of those preposterous something. proposed gang. Oh my god, it's cutting off. it cuts off because your names are too fucking long. And $25 that gets your name dyslexic right at the end of the show, which I will now do. You asshole. I am the grass man. The biggest pumpkin at the fair was 915 pounds. He who nuts loudest and last ain't right, because united we stand, united we come. Cool. I challenge the other Connor King to a fight to the death. There can only be one. Paraplegics aren't people because people are bipedal.
True.
Holy shit. Welcome back. I remember that name from a while ago, from a few months ago. Roller skater, the bipolar masturbator, Gruben sucking history's fat cock. Okay. Applejack is the best pony, and I will die on this hill. I called the Coast Guard to save my anal virginity. Chris Raygun, more like Chris Racism.
Nice.
That's pretty good. The Quaalude shot from half court. Ryber 525 and the mystery of the sudden uptick in tomboy appreciation. Jack Hing Hoff. Racist snake 10 hours of spawn saying Malbosia. Relaxing sounds for stress relief, meditation, and deep sleep. When you have, and this is because the train for the time you have is because the reason. What? That's literally the name. So, look, I read it. Fuck you. A Vex simulation gone sexual. Tell him Steve, Dave, Chris Raygun, more like cringe gay cum. Hey, Chris, I know you haven't paid taxes in over 5 years. I'm onto your BS. Dude, I wish. I fucking wish. God, I'd be so fucking set. Tubercularized Arthur Morgan. Andre Brooks. Peggy, the boy is alt-right. Oh my god. Peggy, god damn it, Peggy, the boy is alt-right.
Jews will not replace us, Dad.
Have you seen this feller Stefan Molyneux? Not gay, Ben. I'm not gay. I'm totally not gay. Seriously, you have to believe me. Chris Chan's dripping gooch gash. Derrick would fuck the shit out of God to kill him. Bears. If I were an animal, I would be a bear. They're cute. They're cute. Dear Lord, I'm going to hell for this. I recognize that line of dialogue anywhere. That's bears in my body. Look it up. John Strickland, Limp Sniggins, Mercs 1889, Dank Magician of Chaos. Yes, Derrick, it counts as bestiality if you want to fuck Tali Zara. I've come around on this. I actually don't think that anymore. When in doubt, splooge it out. The First Church of Keith David, Renegade Highway Tires, just want to hug your face at high velocity. Goops McKenzie, Dildo, Penetrator of Uranus. The Femboy begging Derrick to clap his cheeks. Sammy and his big titty fishy. Derrick, please.
Let's go.
Try Jesus, not me. Because I throw hands and I have no problem laying these hands. Drunken Doulahan, Pre-Roz, Doug Dimma Dumbass, A Tiny Hentai Man, Cum Man, The Man of Cum, Blake 896, The Epic Oshawott, Future Hendrix, The Messiah of Misogyny, Fucking Kill Me, Hey Boss, asks of a woman, shove something up her own pee hole, is it still called sounding? Jesus Christ. Ryan Lucchesi, Chris, I don't know, man. You think I'm happy reading this? I'm not a happy person. Chris, I can't live outside of a city. I'm a city slicker, Maldonado. I guess I kind of am. Sloshy Scout, Atrasoni. The $15 tier could allow people to send you videos to react to. Oh, that's a good idea. That's actually like not a bad... We'll look into that. We might have like a post going into the Patreon of like maybe like video suggestions that we can look at for the video show. That's not a bad idea. We'll look into that, dude.
Yeah.
Cute femboy with the sexy... What are you doing to your camera? Cute femboy with the sexy thigh highs. Tom Sweeney, the atrocious alien fucker. Check out my podcast called How Do We Get Here every Thursday. The powerful N-word tree within Chris. I don't know, man. You look so scary right now. Holy shit. You look like your eyes are so like, because it's almost like your eyes have like really tiny pupils. You look like
right?
You look like fucking what's his face from Roger Rabbit.
Roger Rabbit. I didn't know exactly. You're talking about Christopher Lloyd, right?
Yeah. Holy shit. If you're listening on audio, do yourself a favor and go to this timestamp in the fucking video, and you're in for a fucking treat. Chris is so black that if he did blackface, no one would notice. Keith David Golden Boys.
That's true.
Hard Hat Skydiver. The rancid and amber colored piss stain on Margaret Thatcher's grave. The Khajiit that doesn't talk in third person because his father is H.P. Lovecraft. Yabba Dabba Domestic Abuse. Alaskan Oilfield Trash. The Korean Love Child on their grandpa's bed. The Pussy Hat Incident of 2016. Marcus Shorten. Papa Nurgle. Jenk Uyghur. The Re-Education Jar of Xinjiang. Tom's Breedable Mexican Femboy. Happy 32nd Birthday. Murder Ascended. My Big Smeggy Manlet. Keith David, the dyslexic that feels Chris's pain. I'm breaking in, shaping up, then checking out on the prison bus. Fuck you. Lobotomized Jesus, patron saint of pillow humpers. Christopher, you are so scary. Like, for real. Like, that is so fucking haunting. Christopher, God, big black man Boykin, sorry babe, the depressive suicidal black metal stays on during sex, the first ever game to introduce rumble feature worm Odyssey, Hiroshima spicy mushroom, Stitz Ribkema, dummy thick Dave, heartless wretch, aka the idiot who spent 4 hours trying to find clips of Full Metal Sheen. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. That's a pretty nice cock. Chris Chan's cum and coke cocktail. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Come inside my tummy. Jackson Absage. Badly Brave. Hugger Derrick, the movie theater assistant manager. Ethereum. Chris gate my Pajerian hunting ass. All hands on dick. Arrow. Chris Benoit's new album Ride the Bowflex. Melphis 1. El Lebron. Richter 86. And as always, rounding us off, still somehow to this day, the king of haphazard. The king of haphazard. God bless you all. I know some of you checked out this is like, it's not that much shorter, but I do notice some of you missing. Apologies for the delay. Makes total sense. We're back up to speed now, so thanks for all your support. We'll look into that $15 tier. That's actually, like, sincerely not a bad idea. But yeah, and that'll be it for today's episode of the Snark Tank. The Discord link will be up in the Patreon. And the question thread for the rest of September and leading into October is already up. So go check that out. And throw us a buck over there, man. We appreciate it.
We love your faces.
You are so... This is such a haunting image, like, for real. Well, that's not helping. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Bye, y'all. Oh, this shit's fucking on my eyes, man. This shit's fucking on my eyes. I gotta change it. Default.